In this video, I'm going to show you how you can generate artwork like this, and this for your cover art completely for free. And if you need a whole bunch of artwork, you can do it for almost nothing. And how am I doing this? Well, there's these tools that have come out in the last couple of years that can take any text prompt and by using AI and machine learning, generate an image from that. Just with a computer, no humans involved. And the technology is really, really cool and really fast and really powerful. And it has its limitations for sure, but I think a lot of you who might be hiring artists and don't fire your artists because there's a lot of things artists can do that tools like this can't. And I hate to see people that make art get less money, but if you barely have money to afford this cool art that you're having, this is probably a fantastic option for you to get great art for your music. So let's actually play around with this. And the tool I'm using is called MidJourney. It runs in Discord, which is why I have Discord open here. And there's other tools like this. So there's dall-e, then there's dall-e 2, and there's other ones as well. And MidJourney has a free trial of, I think, 25 images. After that is $10 a month for their cheapest plan, which you get 200 minutes of processing, which ends up being around 200 images. So you can generate some pretty crazy artwork. And some of this I typed in like dystopian, ultra realistic, and then I upscaled an image to be a higher quality one. And that's what this is here. So all I gave it was dystopian, ultra realistic, and this is what it popped out. So I wanted to try feeding it just like certain genres of music, album artwork, to see what it generates. And so I typed in hip hop album artwork, and this is what popped out. It seems like there might be some kind of bias here, but this is what it gave us. And honestly, these artworks are pretty cool. I like this one. I wish the head was bigger. It looks like he's got like a teeny tiny head, but the color grading on this is like quite nice. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. I kind of can't, but it looks cool, right? And I didn't give it any direction. Now I also tried death metal album cover, and these are pretty death metal, right? Like this one's got like a cross up here. And this one here, there's like this terrifying skull thing in the sky. This one's what looks like almost words at the top. And they're all kind of a similar thing. They're creepy. There's like these demon cult member things. Now I tried rap album artwork, graffiti, car, urban. And the reason why I tried that is because I was going for a certain type of thing. And we get this cool set of cars. This one says rap as the license plate, which is interesting. My favorite was this one. This one kind of looks like a toy, and this one's still pretty cool. But this, like, think of like all the decisions that had to go into this. Obviously, it's a machine doing this, so there's not really decisions, but they made the car yellow. All of these images have like pink and blue, and like there's rap on the license plate. It put graffiti on the car. This one added smoke. You can see that there, but like. You could imagine this could be a cool song artwork or album artwork. And I wanted to try putting in a band, so I typed in Iron Maiden album cover. If you don't know Iron Maiden, they're a great like metal band they've been around forever. And it's kind of crazy. If you know Iron Maiden, this is pretty much what their logo looks like. They also have a character that isn't as terrifying as this one, but it's kind of similar. So I don't know how it knows like what Iron Maiden is, but it's kind of crazy. So I'm wondering if you could type in something like if you know a certain artist that has a very defining brand, and you could have it generate that. And maybe we'll play with that in a moment. But now if we go to rock music album cover, it gets a little more, I guess, atmospheric and weird. Some of these are cool. I don't know if I'd associate them with rock music, but this one blew my freaking mind. I typed in lo-fi hip-hop artwork, girl in bedroom wearing headphones. This is exactly what those lo-fi artwork things look like a lot of the time. It's just like a girl wearing headphones in this very particular style of artwork, often reading a book or whatever, but it's like this is pretty accurate, and you could play around with this, right? Like you could try just lo-fi artwork, girl in bedroom, reading a book, wearing headphones in front of a rainy window. And we might get into that. Now you can also feed it an image. So I just found this image online. You can add it to Discord, and then you can feed it to the AI, and it'll generate you a new similar image. And that's what it gave me here. And this one here is reasonably close, but not close enough where I think you could get into any legal issues. And legally, by the way, if you're using this service as long as you're making less than $1 million a year with your business, you can use these commercially. So you can legally use these in all your content associated with your music, and you're totally fine. So I want to try a couple things based on what we did. So I mentioned that we could try, well, first I wanted to try the artist. So let me go look up a popular artist. All right, so here I pulled up Marshmello on Spotify. Marshmello is like an EDM artist. It's kind of like a masked artist scenario. But he has a very specific logo, and he even kind of has his own font and some things. He's got a lot of music. I'm kind of just curious if I do this, so I do /imagine, and then I'll type in Marshmello album cover. I think it's Joyride. So if we go back to Spotify and look for Marshmello Joyride, or Joy Time. So I'll do Joy Time, and then I'll just hit enter, and we'll see what it generates. Now, while we're waiting for that, we could try another thing. So I mentioned we could try something else with the lo-fi. So lo-fi hip-hop artwork, girl in bedroom wearing headphones. And you can see how this process is live, right? Like it starts with this super casual image, and then it just kind of gets better and better over time. And it starts off kind of terrifying, not gonna lie, but and sometimes it ends terrifying, but you can see the kind of steps that the machine is kind of going through. And some of these went from terrifying to almost cute, but they're definitely all similar to Marshmello. Like if we flip back to Joy Time, he has a few albums called Joy Time. And so I wonder if I go down to albums. So we got these 3 different color schemes. I mean, these are all obviously Marshmello, right? Like no questions asked. If someone said, who is this, and they knew who it was, they would probably say Marshmello. This one is creepily cool. Like it's very close to the character. This one's not very close, but it's still really cool. And all of these definitely have that atmosphere. So let's try this again with the lo-fi thing. So imagine, I'll paste in this lo-fi hip-hop artwork, girl in bedroom wearing headphones in front of a window with a heavy rainstorm happening outside. Let's see, girl in bedroom wearing headphones reading a book in front of a window with a heavy rainstorm happening outside. I think that's fairly specific. Let's let that process and see what happens. And I'll show you some other artwork quickly. Like I've been typing in just like cyberpunk stuff because it comes up with this really cool artwork. I typed in Dark Souls and it like generated the logo. But like this is very much like Dark Souls gameplay scenery, ultra realistic. The cutest puppy in the world, fluffy, big eyes, ultra realistic, Octane, Unreal Engine 8K. Now this one's terrifying. It's got 6 legs, but these are very cute, and it's definitely what I asked for. So this one's 55% done. We definitely have a girl reading a book in a room in front of a window. All right, so all of these are definitely what I asked for, right? They're definitely all a girl in a bedroom reading a book. Some of them don't have headphones, but this one's pretty damn accurate. It's a girl sitting in bed reading a book with headphones on. If I zoom in a little bit more into this one, the book might like kind of looks like it might be a little weird, but I think this might just be the way that the artwork looks, and honestly, people would notice that. This one got a little wonky, right? This one on the bottom right. The girl is out. It looks like she might be outside in the rain. I can't really tell. There's definitely a book, and there's definitely a girl. There's definitely a window in the rain, but this one's totally accurate. This one, it's a little funky here, but it's definitely what you look for. This one's pretty awesome. And so, you can generate these essentially as many times as you want, and obviously you're paying. If you're on the monthly plan, like per image in a way, you get a certain amount of images. So each image does cost money. But let's say I really like this number 1. So I can click this U1 button, and it's going to go generate me a higher quality, like larger image of that one. It's not going to be a 3000 by 3000. I think once you process it, you can upgrade it to max processing, which will be like the biggest, highest quality. I don't know the exact specifications of it, but this artwork is definitely high resolution enough where you could use it as your album artwork and just upscale to 3K by 3K, and it'll look perfectly fine. All right, so here I just wanted to kind of show how it does this upscaling. So I've zoomed in a bit, and you can see some of those artifacts that I mentioned before around the book get a little better, but sometimes things can actually get a little worse as it adds more detail. Like, I think some of the character of the artwork style was actually better when it was low resolution. And now that it's like adding in more detail, it almost doesn't look as good. It still looks great. And actually the shirt just got a lot better. And the hair got a lot better. Now the face is getting a little less, what's the word? The word when faces look slightly off. I forget, the uncanny valley. It's kind of losing that a bit. So this button here, Upscale to Max, I've never used, but I believe that upscales it further. If I click on this, we get this nice big one. And we can see, like, this is pretty nice, right? Like, there's a lot of detail in here. There's even like a texture overlay almost. It kind of looks like some kind of painting or watercolor thing. Now, right, like this is a little cursed here. Like the arm is kind of like, I mean, you could explain this as like maybe there's a blanket here and it's wrapped over her arm, but it looks like her arm just kind of vanishes and then gets like warped into the book. But like pretty good and almost terrifyingly good in some cases. So now that I've probably just saved you a bunch of money in making artwork for your music, you can use that money and figure out how to market your music using Facebook ads with this playlist that I have here. I've used it to get over 3.5 or so million streams on Spotify and a bunch of other platforms and other projects. And this video in the bottom is whatever YouTube thinks you should watch. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.